Yeah, that's his opinion. He's biased, right? Should I leave the room?
Yeah. No. Please stay.
Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Belgian Jasper. If this is your first time in the channel, hit subscribe right now.
Okay, so Marlee and Colin, thank you so much for your time today. A couple of days ago, you had back-to-back shows to properly release the album and being back on a stage. How was that after all that time?
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. I think we had pent-up energy so it was a pretty crazy show.
Yeah, both of them. We played back-to-back, as you said. Returning to like our hometown, Calgary, where we're from, it was just insane. Like I think, like Marlee said, the pent-up energy of not playing for a while, as well as just not seeing all of our friends there for a while. It was just kind of like an insane amount of like, wow.
On both sides of things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it kind of felt like our wedding again, where everyone was just trying to talk to us, and we're like, ah.
As we're talking, the album is out for about three and a half weeks now. The reaction seems, to be pretty positive, and that must feel good. That because you guys had the last 2 years for you guys, timing wise, did not play in your advantage 100%. Releasing your first album, probably like weeks before the first lockdown started. So, how is that seeing these reactions to this music that you've been working on for 2 years?
Yeah, it's a great relief. I think we worked a lot harder on this album. The last album, we just wanted to get our name out there.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. It was a bit rushed, hey?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we were able, I think, silver lining, we were able to perfect things more with the pandemic and everything. So kind of have to look in the bright side of things, I guess.
But yeah, you're right about the first album. I think it's kind of crazy to think. I think between our first album release and this album release show, we only had one show in between.
Right.
Which is pretty crazy to think about. Because we released it, and then like you said, the world shut down. We had planned a tour to go to Europe, which obviously got canceled.
Are you really only going to focus on this new album, or will people finally get to see you play, get some of the older stuff as well?
Oh yeah, no, I think I think overall a lot of us aren't necessarily happy with how the first album turned out, as far as like we said, like rushed, or the production quality wasn't quite there. But I think we still do enjoy playing those songs. So this past weekend for our release show, that was definitely focused on the new album. I think we played three old songs. Mm-hmm. But moving forward, I think it'll definitely be more of a balance. I mean, I think we do want to focus on kind of promoting Silhouettes of Horror, so I would say maybe like a 70-30 split or something for the set list there. But I mean, a lot of us, and it's funny, like playing the old songs from INSANITORIUM, like after so long now, it's almost like they're new again in a way, which is kind of a funny way to put it, but just because it's been so far,
Yeah, and also Steve, our new drummer, puts like a crazy, different, like it just sounds different because there's way more double kicks and so when we play it live, it's going to be a more of what we've envisioned, right? Even that, it's kind of like just amped those songs up quite a bit more. So it's fun. We'll definitely play some old stuff too.
Marlee, some of the themes that you touch on are very personal and based on your own experiences. Can you elaborate a little bit? Yeah,
there's a few songs that are kind of loosely based on my experiences with, I guess, night terrors, or hypnagogia, which is the state between sleep and wake. So basically I'm awake and I'm aware, but I'm still seeing my dreams, I guess.
Yeah.
So as I said in another interview, I scare the crap out of Colin when I do that. But honestly, I haven't had one in a long time, so maybe I just needed to write about it.
People that write about or channel their own, demons, whatever kind they are, that they have to deal with, people tend to fall into two camps. One that kind of like don't like those songs too much because they have to face those demons over and over again. And then another group is like, actually, this is very liberating for me. How's that for you?
I think it's more of a therapy for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like especially like screaming and yelling. it gets all of my pent up energy out. It deals with my issues, and I'm very calm off stage. So yeah.
I don't know. I think Colin is smiling in a certain way. We'll have to come back to that.
Right?
Oh yeah.
He's less calm than me now, which is surprising. I used to be like a maniac, but now I'm like telling him not to worry about everything.
What I really appreciate about this album is that so far I don't really have a favorite song yet, and it's an album I can easily put on from start to finish, and that is because there's a lot of variety in the sound. You're not necessarily restricting yourself to, you know, blueprint thrash metal, if you will, and a big part of that, I think, is also, you know, Marlee, your singing styles and trying different things. And this album can resonate as much with Arch Enemy fans as with, you know, Burning Witches or Crystal Viper fans. I haven't had a chance to see you guys live yet, unfortunately. I wasn't there last weekend. You know, do these different styles and switching back and forth like you do on the record, does that come as easy for you as you make it sound on the record?
Yeah, I think so. What do you think, Colin? Because
Totally.
mean, I think it is, but I could just be like,
No, it's true. I mean, even when we like record our album, like I think Marlee always does is kind of want to do, because like okay, I'll do the clean and then go into the scream, kind of all recording it as one. But I mean, we always do, I don't know, we try and break it up as much as we can, just so we can kind of keep that energy for the recording.
For sure.
On stage though, it's a bit, it's easier to keep up the energy, I guess.
Yeah. I think personally, that she does it just as good on stage.
I saw another video that you guys did, a group interview, if you will, where I think that the number one takeaway was that you guys suck at saying your name all at the same time. Hey, we are HYPERIA. One thing that you said there that really stood out for me was, I think you mentioned at one point in that conversation that, you know, you're very grateful for how the metal community and the local fans accepted you, use that word. And to be completely transparent, I am new to HYPERIA with the new album, and I've discovered your previous album because of the new album. So and it's relatively a new band. So when you say that, do you mean as a singer of a thrash band specifically, or more broader the metal scene? Can you help me understand?
Like, I think it's broader. I think I've been accepted in all circles, at least I feel like I have.
Did you consider yourself an outsider before HYPERIA?
Yeah, a little bit. I was kind of a basement dweller. I've always wanted to be a metal singer, but going back to being a female, just kidding. No one would take me seriously. So I joined a couple, you know, indie bands, which I wasn't even into, just because I really wanted to play music of some kind. But yeah, I didn't get really taken seriously, and no one really gave me the chance to show what I could do, I guess.
Yeah.
And
even the metal band that, like, we met in a separate band, but that was more of like just straight clean singing from.
And I didn't like that.
And it, like, wasn't as versatile.
It wasn't as versatile. And you know, I was always in bands where people would be very controlling of what I would do, and I just felt like I wasn't being able to express myself, I guess.
People that know the band know this obviously already. I haven't mentioned that, but for people watching this video that are newer to HYPERIA, I might want to call out that you guys are not just bandmates. You are also husband and wife, and you're in this adventure together. So not that that either of you have to step outside the room, but what's the best and worst part of being in a band with your partner?
I'd say the best is like, I mean, just share. Marlee and I both share like a lot of our passions together. Music, obviously, being a huge one of them. yeah, I don't know. Like, it's just cool that we can kind of, if we were in separate bands, for example, I feel like we would never see each other because we're so into the band that if we were both equally as into separate bands, that we would kind of, never see each other. So I think it's just awesome that we were able to kind of, it's just cool. I mean, I don't know what else to put, how else to say it really, but it's just the fact that we're able to kind of spend so much time together and not hate each other is kind of a interesting, maybe unique thing. I would say the worst part though would be,
just be
let's
honest.
see. No, I don't know. I mean, that there are times where the band life will kind of enter into our personal lives because it's so important to us. So whether that means like we're stressed and like it's affecting a time away from music because we're worrying about band things, or the other way around where we have a disagreement or argument about something else and then we have to go to band practice or to play a show.
But we're pretty good now at like leaving that at the door than we were at the beginning of our relationship 8 years ago. But no, I was gonna say it kind of is a bit, being in a band with your significant other can make the bandmates think you're kind of biased as well. I guess that's kind of a negative thing, even though we don't agree on everything, but when we agree on most things. That's the problem. So it just seems maybe like we're ganging up on them or something.
Right, for sure.
Even if we agree for different reasons.
But there are times where we kind of have spats, and for us it's like we're just like, we do a little passive aggressive thing where we're joking, we're like, you freaking dude. But you know, and we kind of have a tone with each other when we're annoyed but it's not a big deal to us because we know we communicate all our problems. But to other people, they're just like, oh, why are you guys bickering?
Or they're worried that's gonna blow into something, but it's like
it's not, because
we mainly hear about bands from Toronto or from Quebec. But in the last, I'm gonna say, year and a half, we've been hearing a lot more about Western bands. And it seems that there's really a bit of a community and a scene forming, because you guys played with Rising Sun, right? Last weekend. They also played with Tymo, who just released their new album. And it's like, it feels like there's a lot of collegial spirit happening there. Is that just me on the outside looking in, or do you really feel that there's a bit of a new wave of Western Canadian metal going on?
I think so.
Totally. Yeah.
Mostly in Calgary and Edmonton, though. Like here, there's not much thrash. Like now that we've moved to Vancouver.
Right.
But in Calgary, it's they're killing it out
there.
there's
thrash in general. Yeah, there's so many
and
great thrash bands. Oh yeah, Calgary and Edmonton, both of them. Yeah, like you said, Tymo, Rising Sun, WMD.
Right.
No, there's so many great bands in Western Canada. And you're right. People usually only think of Toronto and Quebec and Montreal, but
it's
a lot
changing
here too.
Well, I mean, hey, with Striker and Unleash the Archers, we've got two bands that are showing everybody the way.
And Archspire.
Oh, well, not to forget Archspire, obviously. One of the best albums of last year, let's be honest. We've got the new album out now. You are starting to promote it. We've seen some cool videos as well. I know that it's still a weird time in Canada and the States, and every state is different, every province is different. But to kind of wrap us up, what should, the fans and everybody that wants to become a fan, what should we keep our eyes open for? What's coming next?
This summer we actually just announced, a week ago or so, we announced we're playing Loud as Hell Festival in Alberta. And then today, actually, it was announced that we're playing Armstrong Metal Fest in British Columbia. Otherwise, we have been trying to book a Vancouver CD release show for months now, and it's just it's just a crazy time right now, like you said. Like, a lot of venues have shut down here, which is unfortunate. And
we'll get there.
The venues that are around, you have to book months in advance because there's only a handful left.
Right.
Otherwise, we really want to... we've talked about the idea of later in the year potentially doing a tour, depending again on what the world is like.
If we'll end up doing that tour at some point, but it will just be down the West Coast with a friends band.
Going down to California, and then Otherwise, we have also talked about just doing some one-off shows, going like just flying out to Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa, Quebec City kind of thing. I mean, around Toronto, there's so many good metal bands as well, like Invicta, Raider, Cathartic Demise, which we've always wanted to kind of go out there and play some shows with them.
Yeah, and now that we've flown to Calgary and had the experience of bringing all our gear and everything, I think it's going to be easier every time we do it.
Okay, what was the biggest lesson learned from that venture?
Oh man, I think the craziest part of that was just our merch situation. Like, normally we have such a good merch setup where we have tubs and everything is kind of in separate sections labeled, like this t-shirt, medium, small, whatever.
Yeah.
But to fit space, we just had to throw everything in like little grocery bags, and like, we felt so bad for all the people who did merch for us over the weekend, because it was, I mean, I was working the merch table for like 5 minutes and I wanted to kill myself instantly. So I mean, yeah, good.
We'll
for
have
them.
to. We'll have to think of
just figuring out a better merch system.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it was pretty smooth. No broken guitars, no broken amps. So.
No missing guitar straps and stuff like that. That's usually something that comes up very quickly.
No,
awesome.
yeah, I think we were over organized to the point that she was, and it helped out quite a bit. So. Awesome. Okay, well, we'll keep our eyes open for those shows. Yeah, those festivals that you have mentioned, they're looking pretty sweet. Great lineups. A lot of those Canadian bands, Western Canadian bands, are on those bills. So definitely everybody should check those out. Colin, Marlee, I want to thank you so much for your time tonight. I really appreciate it. A lot of fun talking to you guys. I think your album is really cool. I'm glad to see it's getting the traction already that it is getting, not just in Canada, which is really awesome too. I'll keep my fingers crossed to see that Western Canadian package come to Toronto soon, or allowing us to fly out to the West to come see you guys. Thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it, and wish you all the best with the continued release cycle of this album.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much, Jasper. We
appreciate
talking to you. It was awesome.
You are awesome for watching this video. Click right here to see more content like it and subscribe to the channel.